Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Brian today with Hollis Farm. Back in Pike County, Illinois, bow hunting with B&D Outfitters. Late season, mid-January, almost middle of the month. I think today's the 16th, I guess. Week's getting by. This is day 4. Each day has gone by. We had a weather front, cold front moved through yesterday, snowed and sleeted all day. If y'all saw part 1 of this video, you saw that. So, 4 deer here yesterday afternoon. No, 4 does and 2 bucks. Didn't get the bucks on camera very, very good. There's 2 little small rack deer. Got up this morning, we were going to hunt a little drainage ditch right off the Mississippi River. Messed around, went in there. My feet had been getting cold in these rubber boots, so I wore my lace-up, tall, waterproof leather boots. They wasn't tall enough. I was slipping there along that ditch, and I slipped off into a little bit of water and went above my boot. It was just way too cold to stay all day. We were going for an all-day sit. There's no way I could stay all day with my feet wet. So I called Scott. He came back and picked me up. We went around, scouted a little bit, went back, ate a good lunch. We came out, hunt this same hardwood ridge we've been hunting. This is where we really wanted to end up in the afternoons anyway. We'll get up here and get set up and look around. All the snow's about gone. It's real windy. The wind's real good for this area where those bucks came from yesterday. Wind will be in their tail. They're going to feed over the backside of this ridge, drop down into a bean field. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Alright, y'all got set up. Pretty windy and cool. I went and got all my layers on now. Waited till I got in the stand so I won't sweat so bad. Anyway, the wind's kind of calmed down a little bit. A little bit before 2. I saw the first deer yesterday about 3:30. Then the bucks came through about 4:45, something like that. I can't really remember. But don't have to worry about all the snow and everything getting wet today, so we can keep the camera out. Keep our fingers crossed. This is day 4. Tomorrow's the last day of the season. Maybe we can get it done today. If we don't, we'll have a long ride home tomorrow night. But we're gonna hang with it to the last daylight tomorrow, unless we get it done today. Y'all, that was a big old buck. Kind of slipped in here. Wind's still high. He came on the exact same trail as those bucks yesterday. First I thought, dang, that's a huge doe. And I could see his head. He'd already shed his antlers. It's a big, mature whitetail. I don't know how old, but he's mature. 5 or 6 year old deer probably. He's well over 200 pounds, and this is at the end of the winter. You can imagine what he weighed back in this right before the rut. It's only about 3:20. I've already seen. That's the 3rd deer. I saw a doe and a little one across to the downwind side of me a while ago. I believe they smelled me. It's the earliest we've seen any deer, so we may be in luck. I think we're in a good spot. John's gonna wrap us up for day 4. The doe and the last deer I videoed there just a few minutes ago looked like 2 does and a fawn. They kind of stayed off of this main trail about 50 yards below me there. Ended up, I think I saw 7 deer. I was able to film the 4. There was a doe and a little one crossed the ridge to the east early, or walked up the ridge early. Couldn't get the camera on them. There was another deer way down here below me. I just happened to catch it walking through a gap in the trees. I had no idea what it was. Not sure what the plan is tomorrow. It's hard. Really can't hunt this spot in the morning because of the deer in the beans. You're going to bust them out of there. You can't get around here. To catch them coming back off the bean fields, there's no way to get around them because can't come through the neighboring property. I'm not sure what we'll do. We'll make a plan for the afternoon. Kind of ready to maybe look at another spot. I've hunted this farm every day. Got a doe. A doe blowing right now. This maybe smells me. But if we decide to move to another farm or another spot on this farm, I may just come in here late tomorrow morning or midday and get this stand out here and check the camera. Unless something really special showing up on the camera, we may move to another spot. I kind of want to look at some new ground, maybe get out in the open where maybe we can see some deer. So we'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, the very last day of Illinois late archery season. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. We ain't gonna give up. Hey, good morning, y'all. Back in last morning, Pike County, Illinois. Just got daylight on the video a little bit. Don't want to talk very much. I'm on the side of a hill, kind of at the base of a big hill, at the edge of a cut cornfield. I got a little pond right below me. A big hardwood ridge to my left. Top of it, on each end of this ridge, there's a big thick bench where the deer are bedding. Hopefully catch a deer maybe transitioning through here. I didn't bump any out of the corn this morning. That's good. There's a little old house right down here on the other side of the field. You can hear the generator running. That might have covered me up a little bit. Probably sit here till about 10 o'clock. Got a good wind. Just keep our fingers crossed. It's late season. There's no reason for these deer to move just a whole lot except to feed. And I've been getting a lot of the pictures on my cameras at night. We're gonna hang in here. It's a pretty spot. I've been hunting some hardwoods on another farm further south. This is a new spot for me, so looking forward to it. We'll keep our fingers crossed. All right, y'all, it's about 9 o'clock. Hadn't seen a deer. Oh, it's cold. I think I looked at my phone a while ago. It's 28 degrees and wind chill's about 20. I think a deer we saw quite a few deer on the road on the way this morning. It must have been, I think, fed during the night. We're headed to bed down before sunrise, so probably finna head on back, get warmed up, get packed up. So this afternoon, after we get through hunting, I'll be ready to head south. It's gonna be real overcast and windy all day, so I've got to deal with this wind. I think we're going to another spot where one of the fellas that hunted the last few days and left this morning, saw a good buck yesterday. They say they think it's in the 140s. I think we're gonna go in there and throw up a climber this afternoon and give it one good shot. So I'll be right back. It'll be our last afternoon hunt in Illinois bow season. All right, y'all, we're back. Last afternoon in Pike County. Well, they got me set up in a beautiful spot. Maybe the prettiest spot I've ever sat. I'm on the same farm I was on this morning. On the backside, on another side of a big ridge. I'll turn around and show you. It's a big hollow here, the drainage between there's a hayfield on top of one ridge and cut cornfield about 30 yards behind me. There was a guy here yesterday that saw a big deer. He said he thought it was in the 140s. Came out of this spot. He was across the cornfield. Came out of this spot and angled off the property across a fence into that hayfield. We don't really know why they're going across that hayfield, but instead of the corn, but either way. I'm down where we think the deer came from. There's a low spot in the fence just above me where they might have crossed. And I've got a rub line about 25 yards below me. Maybe that's just typically a buck trail. I can shoot up to the field if one happens to walk across the field. It's so steep right here. I'm about 20 feet up, but I'm dead level with the edge of the cornfield. But if something comes down from down below me, they're going to be way down below me. Should be able to pick them out way before they get here. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Last afternoon, about 3 hours left. We're going to get it done. It's going to be soon. Y'all, that's going to wrap up the 2021 late season archery hunt in Pike County. Well, I felt like this was going to be the spot today, just no movement. It's cold, had a little bit of snow flurries a couple of times. Heard some turkeys, saw them up on another hill, another bluff over there. No luck. This late season archery hunt's tough. You got deer been hunted all year with shotguns and muzzleloaders, other bow hunters too. The rut's over. Some of the bucks have already shed. The other bucks are just surviving. They're probably hitting the food mainly at night, not a whole lot of daytime movement. 11 or 12 hunters in camp since Wednesday. Today's Sunday. Quite a few bucks seen. I've seen 4 or 5. One or two. Yeah, one was seen here in this spot yesterday. That they think was probably in the 140s. I saw the one that was shed and a couple of the small 8s, and then Scott and I saw a pretty nice 8-point on the highway the other day. So fun hunt. Beautiful country. You know, you're in big buck country here. So I'll get gathered up and get out. I got a little bit of a hike out. And I'll get on the road tonight and drive to Mississippi. So I'll get back in the truck tonight and we'll talk a little bit about how I got this hunt and how you can reach out to them if you got any questions for me. We'll talk about that on the road. Alright, y'all, got packed up and back on the road. Got a little riding time here, about 8.5 hours home. I'll probably get home about 3:34 in the morning. But anyway, it's been a good time up at B&D Outfitters in Illinois. It's my second time to hunt Pike County. Went up 6 or 7 years ago, and for an early December hunt, for whatever reason, just didn't get on. But I don't remember hardly seeing any deer at all. Had a really extreme cold front moved in, dropped the temperature down to single digits, and the deer just locked down. But anyway, this time we had cold weather, but it wasn't near that cold. Plus late season, the deer kind of in a feeding pattern, so we saw quite a few deer. Saw quite a few bucks. I was kind of thinking back. I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 rack deer. You know, probably 2-year-olds. One of them possibly 3, but probably a 2. And then the big deer that had already shed, he came through. Looked back at him. Not maybe not quite as big as I initially thought, but still, probably a 4-year-old. That deer was big bodied. Lost a lot of weight during the rut. He looked worn down. Already shed a little, not real early, but the only one we saw shed. The other bucks still carrying. So anyway, I want to give you a quick rundown of how I ended up on that hunt. Mississippi Bow Hunters Association at their fundraising banquet last year. Of course, these kind of organizations always have hunts that are donated by these outfitters. Scott Bean at Hunt B&D, Illinois, donated the hunt to the Mississippi Bow Hunter Association. I bought the hunt at the fundraiser, so that's how I ended up there. I was going to see, I had looked it up. I'm going to put the link to Scott's website in the description of this video, and I'll put some information from Mississippi Bow Hunter Association if any of y'all are interested in that. If you're from Mississippi or not, might be interested to see how they're doing things, but they do a good job promoting bow hunting. And this year's banquet has been, because of COVID-19, they were supposed to have the banquet end of January, and it pushed it to August so more people can make it. So hoping everything will be calmed down a little bit. But if you want to look up B&D Outfitters, it's Hunt IL for Illinois, Hunt ILBANDD.com. Like I said, I'll put a link to his website there. But that's how we got that hunt. Look forward to going back. I talked to Scott about going back on a rut hunt this year. Really, they've got a combo hunt that's real interesting. You can come in and hunt the last few days of archery season. I believe it's late November, I think. Don't quote me on the dates, but you come in and do a 3, 4, 5 day bow hunt, and then it changes to gun hunting, so you can bring your shotgun or your muzzleloader. You get the benefit of both there. I think that's usually a pretty hot time for the rut, so we'll really look into that for this fall. Hopefully, if I get to do that. Of course, I'll be filming everything, so that'd be that 8 hours, a little bit of a ride, but it's not too bad. You got to go where the big deer are, and I always enjoy traveling and going to new places. Scott's got a nice camp. They really do a good job taking care of the hunters. We got stands set up all over these farms to hunt the wind right when you can, as best you can. So they work. They do a lot of preseason work. You can tell they do. Camp's nice, great food, good time. So
We're going to travel home. Interested in B&D, Pike County, hunting in Pike County, Illinois. Look them up. Always, if you got any questions, you can ask me in the comments. You can always give Scott a call. Look him up on Facebook too. He'll give you any information he's got on booking hunts. So we appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll be back tomorrow doing something else. We got a little bit of hunting left in Mississippi to the end of January. Then I think we got 10 days in February for Alabama. I've never killed a deer in February. We're going to try to see if we can't get that done this year. So y'all make sure you subscribe and come back tomorrow. Thank you.